Dear Rabbi, recently someone shared a story with me about how someone, I guess, doubted the Chabad Rebbeim saying, and this is what they said, the ones doubting the Chabad Rebbeim. Quote, they made a whole movement out of a random medrash. The medrash, Nesava Kodesh Baruch Hu Liyas Leis Baruch Dira Betachtonim. That God desired, purpose of creation, to have a home in this lowest of worlds. My response to this provocative question. Yes, I did hear years ago that there was someone, without mentioning names, when he was approached by a Chassid, a Chabad Chassid, who said, Chabad did so much for you, why are you so against Chabad? And he responded that, number one, Chabad has built its whole philosophy on some obscure or random medrash, as you quoted. And secondly, why does the Rebbe not consult with others, with other Gedolei Yisrael in his initiatives and so on? So the question arrived to this response arrived to the Rebbe. The Rebbe smiled and said, the answer to the second question is due to the first question, which means, of course, that somebody who feels that a medrash is random, obscure, and secondly questions the Alter Rebbe, a Gadol Shebegdelim, a Gon Shebege'enim, Baal HaShulchan Aruch and Tanya. It's not worth consulting with someone who speaks that way. So what is this? So first of all, let me take issue with the number one statement, a random medrash. What does that mean exactly, a random medrash? You can say a random posuk, a random medrash. Who determines which medrash and which gemara is an ikar and which one is not? That's number one. Number two, anyone understands and looks into the medrash, you know what the medrash is talking about? The Mishkan. The Mishkan. It's a posuk in the Torah of Osli Migdash v'shachanti b'seichem. It's just another way of saying Dira Betachtonim. Because the Mishkan was not built in heaven. Even though God showed Moshe Rabbeinu an image, Hiresa Bahar, of Eish, Migdash Shal Eish, of fire, but the Migdash was built with physical materials, Kesef, Zov, and Necheshes, gold, silver, copper, etc. Materials. Shechanti b'seicham, I want to rest among you. And when Shlomo HaMelech said, how could the Shekhinah be contained in this bias? Shemayim v'shemei shemayim leichal kalucha. Heavens and heaven of heavens can't contain you. Afke abayis hazeh. This little house, this sanctuary can't contain you. And Hashem said, yeah, b'nechus, exactly right. Is that also an obscure or random pasuk? It's the yesod of everything. Shekhinah below. The purpose of existence in the whole Chumash is to have elokus and godliness in this world. So besides the word random is a pure chutzpah, well, if you have a little understanding of Yiddishkeit and Torah, you immediately understand this is the whole Torah. The Medrash articulates it a certain way. Besides the fact that we don't need to defend the Alter Rebbe is a enough goyin to determine, when he quotes that this is Tachlis Abriya, the Alter Rebbe wasn't mechad something. So to even suggest that the purpose of Dirah Betachtonim emerged in the 20th, 18th, 19th century is ridiculous. It's called a Torah Kula. It's the purpose of creation from the moment that God created Bereshis Bara Elokim. What you can discuss is why Nesava Kodesh Baruch Hu, in comparison to the other reasons given, as you quote, Legal Shlemus Kechesov, to actualize God's potential and powers and faculties. Or Yakiru Gdulose, that the world should recognize God's greatness, or begin Dishtamudin Bey in order for he should be known by existence, or Chafetz Chesed, as you mentioned. So that's a discussion. Why some Kubalim went with this reason and some with this reason. But at the end of the day, especially when you understand the whole context, all the reasons are part of one picture. And the ultimate Tachlis Sakavana, as the Samach Vov says, that those reasons are also legitimate in different levels. The ultimate answer, because at the end of the day, why this world was created, not just Atzilus, not just the spiritual worlds. Here we need the Dira Betachtonim. So this is already explained by the Samach Vov at length, the Rebbe Sicha in Tafshin Beis, Maimonides, the Rebbe Sicha Shmois, Volume 6, second Sicha of Shmois, and many more places. But this language is offensive, frankly. And especially once you understand Dirah Betachtonim, that's every mitzvah. Every time we learn Torah, every good deed we do. We're transforming this world. That's why Matan Torah was given on earth, to turn the Gashmis HaElam into a Chefetz of Kedusha. You don't even need Chassidus for this. It's the Yesod of Kol HaTorah Kula. But that's someone who understands Kol HaTorah Kula. Unfortunately, some don't. This is exactly why Chassidus came. Why Chassidus is not a mafleg, it's not just for a group, it's for everybody. Because exactly people who say this are missing the whole boat. They're missing the point. They're missing the purpose of existence, the purpose of creation. So they are the first to be able to learn a lot from the Alter Rebbe, instead of making statements of randomness and obscurity and deciding whatever they decide is what they think Torah is. And especially this is all based on sources and based on elaborate biur and explanation. So that's how I would explain it. Now, yes, it's correct to say that just like when Moshe Rabbeinu received the Torah, we didn't yet have Mishnah and Gemara written. It was Torah Sheba'al Peh. Then there came the time where Mishnah was written down and Gemara was written down. Then there came a time where Kabbalah began to be taught. Mitzvah Legal Azeh Chachma by the Arizal. And then it continued to spread. The birth of Chassidus Chabad, the 7 generations. So of course, all of that developed this idea, especially Dira Betachtonim. And there's reasons, everything in its time, because especially as we get closer to Mashiach and Geula, things are articulated that were known and maybe not always spelled out, but anyone who knew V'asili Migdash V'shachanti B'sechem understood that's the purpose of existence, is to create a physical home for the divine, and B'sechem should reside among us.